Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the podcast. It is good to be recording again. Man, time flies. Sometimes I have all the intentions in the world to record an episode and then life happens. But here we are. I'm back. Got a few good topics for you. I'm going to talk about some new strategies that I'm using for my online fitness and nutrition clients, as well as do some reviews of a couple of products that I've recently purchased and started using. Quick update, my training is still going well. I am getting stronger, using my home gym a lot more often than going to a gym. I think I mentioned at the end of last month I got a new rack for my garage gym, so I've been putting that to use quite a bit, thoroughly enjoying it, highly recommend it. I'm running about 20 to 30 miles per week, feeling good. Aside from the heat absolutely scorching my energy, I'm feeling strong. My Achilles is still also feeling 100%, which is phenomenal news. I'm going to the Tuesday morning run club quite regularly. However, I didn't go this past Tuesday. I didn't sleep well. I woke up, I felt like it was more important to get another hour or so of sleep. So skipped run club this past Tuesday, went and got a run by myself outside. Still had a great session. I will probably be back to the run club next week. But upping my mileage, running 4 days per week, and then actually a fifth day in the form of a short decline treadmill workout to work on my cadence, which I'm not going to get into a lot today, but I'm trying to change my running cadence a little bit. There is no inherent best cadence. There's a lot of coaches or influencers out there that will say the sweet spot is 170, and they will compare some of the best runners in the world and throw out their numbers and say you have to be there, but I don't think that's the case. But mine was a little bit low, and doing some assessments on myself, I think that's because I am so strong. If you're not watching on video, I'm using air quotes, that I tend to use a lot of power into the ground when I run, which keeps my feet on the ground longer than I would like. I say so strong loosely, but a lot of the explosive power movements that I do, it is basically training my body to be strong and powerful off of the ground, which, like I said, keeps my feet on the ground longer than I would like, and it lowers my cadence a little bit. So I'm trying to increase my steps per minute, which is probably going to end up taking some strain off of my Achilles and knees, and in the long run should make a big difference for a small adjustment. So I'm not completely revamping my gait or my foot strike or anything like that. I'm just trying to be a little quicker on my feet when I run. And I found this out, or I came to this realization. I did a VO2 max test a couple of weeks ago, and my steps per minute were pretty low during my hard effort, which is running 8 minutes all out as hard as you possibly can at the end of the test. So the test starts out with a warm-up, some strides, and then a couple of quicker strides to get the heart rate going, and then the test is 8 minutes all out, and I pulled data from there as far as my VO2 and my threshold and whatnot. But I noticed when I was looking at the data, my steps per minute were pretty low as in 150s. And then I was reflecting back on my power output during the run, and it was just a lot of hard pushing into the ground. And I have this mindset where I'm trying to take chunks out of the concrete when I run outside. And again, not to keep repeating myself, but that's keeping my feet on the ground longer than I want to. So on Friday, I'm doing a short interval downhill run on the treadmills at the gym because they actually do have a decline setting. So I'm using that to just kind of continue to train like quicker feet, as if the same way that I run, downhill when I'm trail running. I'm using quick feet as I run downhill. So I'm just trying to train myself to have it be second nature to just have my feet go a little quicker. And it's already working. It's been 2.5 weeks. My cadence is picking up a little bit. It is actually where I want it now, around 162 to 165. And I'm actually feeling better on my runs. So that's where I'm at. That's what's going on with me. If you've made it this far, just a quick note, please do me a huge favor. Listen to the entire episode. It goes a long way for me. Helps tell the algorithm that people like my podcast. Also, if you haven't yet, do me a huge favor. Leave me a 5-star review. That is also super, super helpful. Now, I will get into today's topics. Something that has been very beneficial for my busy online fitness and nutrition clients is switching them to a 10-day workout week instead of a 7-day workout week. So basically we're taking the month and we are turning it into 3 weeks or 3 segments instead of 4. The traditional 7-day workout week isn't always better, especially for busy adults or parents, especially during the summertime. And the truth is, life doesn't reset every Monday. So we have this tendency to think that, our workout weeks have to be Monday through Sunday or Sunday through Monday, and then everything resets. I have some busy parents, business owners, stay-at-home moms, raising 2 or 3 kids. Some have even 4 kids. The gamut of busy parents. I work with them all. Let's say that I have the normal 7-day week set up for their workouts. If I have them scheduled to do 4 workouts every 7 days, that is 28 workouts that they technically should do. No, that's 20 workouts, sorry, that they technically should be doing if they do every workout in their program. And a lot of times they are, until they hit their busy season. Then what happens is they're getting 10 done my lord, they're getting 2 workouts done on their busy weeks at best. So out of 30 days, they are getting 8 workouts in. What happens when we switch them to a 10-day program, 10 days of a week program, what I will do is I'll have them do 3 workouts in a 10-day period, which means that they are getting 9 workouts in. So we're stretching the workout week, but we're actually hitting more workouts overall. And that's the theory, or that's the strategy, if you will. Especially if somebody's only hitting like 1 workout every 7 days because they're super busy, we can switch them to 3 workouts every 10 days, and they're getting way more overall volume for the entire month than if they're just hitting one of their 4 workouts every week. So it allows for more flexibility. It allows for parents to, be busy during the summer when their kids are home from school, or if they go on vacation. Whatever the reason is, it just allows for that flexibility. It also removes some of the guilt from missing a workout, because now your workouts are spaced out 2 or 3 days at a time instead of having, a workout every day or a workout every other day. You're less likely to miss workouts. You can focus on actually doing the workouts that are scheduled. You can focus on completing the plan instead of chasing the calendar and feeling like you have to make up a missed workout. it's a very good strategy. If you're out there, whether you're a parent or not, and you're feeling inconsistent or you're missing some of your workouts, consider during your busy time of life restructuring your program from a 7-day workout week to a 10-day workout week. It is very helpful. Next, I want to talk about a couple of products that I have recently purchased and added to my arsenal, mainly of running. I'm going to talk about a protein powder at the end of this, but I have picked up some new running gear. If you're a runner, if you're an endurance athlete, even if you're a cyclist or a hiker, I think you're going to appreciate these first two products that I'm going to talk about. For the past 3 years, I've had a hydration pack that I wear when running. For the past 7 years, I've had a big backpack, a camel pack that I used to bring on long hikes. It's got a lot of storage. It's got some dry pockets. I have a bladder in there so I can bring water with me. And then over the past couple years, I switched to a smaller running pack. I like the brand Nathan, and it's got a couple pockets in it. It has a bladder, of course. Actually, I have a couple of water bottles in my newest one. It's got a spot for me to hold my keys and anything else some smaller things that I need to bring. But sometimes when I'm running, especially in this heat, I want to bring just a little bit of water, but I don't want to wear the vest. The vest it's small, but I just don't want to run for an hour and a half in the woods with a vest on, especially if I don't need all of the water. It's just a little bit awkward. So I bought a running belt. The brand is Endorphin. I bought it because I wanted to try something new outside of my vest. And I'll still wear my vest, but I wanted to try something new. It has 2 pouches in it, a front and a back. The front pouch holds a cell phone if you need it, which my cell phone doesn't really fit in my Nathan pack very well, if at all. Normally I put it in my pocket, which I really don't like. Sometimes I don't want to bring my phone, but if I'm out in the woods by myself, I definitely want a form of communication in case something unfortunate happens. So having the Endorphin belt with the phone pocket is actually super helpful. It also has a waterproof pouch, so I can put my phone in that waterproof section of the front of the belt, and it's actually very convenient. It also has a little clip for your keys, which also I put in my pocket, and it's kind of annoying to have, my key fob with my car key jumping around in my pocket. So I basically just clip it onto the keychain inside of the zippered pouch, and it stays right there. And then the back side has a pouch for a water bottle, and it comes with the water bottle. It's maybe, I don't even want to say, but it's just basically the size of a small regular water bottle. It's soft, so you basically just stuff it in the little netting, and it holds very well. I tested it at one of the group running sessions that I went to. Now I have brought it, I've done it on the Erie Canal when I do my speed work. I've brought it to Great Bear when I've done a trail run. Brought it to a trail run. I was out in the trail for 2.5 hours last weekend. It was super handy, especially when I don't need a lot of water, but I do want to sip on something throughout my time out there. It's really nice to have. It also has these little loops, I guess you could call them, where you can put energy gels in the loops. So it's right by your side. You just grab your energy gel. I think it can hold 3 of them, 2 or 3. I don't have it handy here with me, but it's just nice because then you don't have to reach into a zipper to grab your gel. You can literally just pull it right out of the little loop. And the gel pack stays in there pretty well. Any brand of gel pack will do. I am going to get into gel packs in a minute here, but I just want to finish off with this running belt. So storage, it's actually pretty solid. You can fit a bunch. You can fit your phone, you can fit a license if you want to, or a credit card if you need to. You can fit your keys in there, a water bottle, energy packs. Pretty convenient. Even on runs where I don't necessarily need water, I've brought it with me because I don't want my running shorts, when I put my phone in my pocket, it flops around and it's super awkward and it's literally bouncing against my thigh. So now I just wear my belt and I just put my phone in there even if I don't bring water. So it's super helpful. Storage wise, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Fit while running, it's pretty solid. They advertise it as no bounce, like they manufactured it to not bounce at all. It bounces. Honestly, it's the first running belt I've ever used, so I can't compare it to anything, but it definitely bounces, and that's not something I'm complaining about, but I'm mentioning it because it's literally advertised as designed not to bounce. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't know, maybe if I have to play around with the fit a little bit more, but I like the setting I have it on. I like the size I have it on. It just bounces a little bit. I also noticed that when I was trail running on Sunday, I was hiking I was running on a trail that has a lot of elevation, so I can't run it all the time. I can run a decent amount, but there's times where I have to walk. And I noticed that when I was walking, my forearm was scraping up against like the top of the gel pack that I had stuffed in the loop. And I was like, well, this is weird. Why is this happening? And I realized because when I'm running, my elbows are higher and my arms go above the belt. But when I'm walking or I'm power hiking, my arms are by my side. So basically it's just creating this like scratch on my skin up against the energy gel package for however long I'm running. So that was something to keep in mind. And actually that was like, you know what? I'm just going to eat one of these gels because I keep brushing up against it. I'm just going to get it out of the way. So that's how that went. Would I recommend it? I actually would, and I am not sponsored by them. I don't get any kickback for saying this, but if you're looking for something that's convenient, that is like not bulky, doesn't take up a bunch of space, but you can still carry your essentials on a run, a long hike, or a bike ride, I do highly recommend it. The water bottle is pretty easy to get in and out of the pouch. The cap to drink out of is one of those ones where you have to bite and then you can squeeze the bottle. It's not a bottle, it's like a bladder. You squeeze it and then you have to bite the top and the water will come out. It also has a lock mechanism on it, so you have to twist the top, which you can technically do with your teeth. But when I'm running or hiking, I literally just pull it out, twist the top, bite on the top, and squeeze, and the water comes out very easily. So if you are someone who is out there in the heat and you do like to carry something and you want to be able to bring your keys with you, if you want to be able to bring your phone and a license or anything along those lines, I do recommend it. Like I said, I probably will wear my Nathan pack in certain situations. I mean, if I go to the Adirondacks and go hiking for 6 hours, I'm wearing my pack. If I go for a 5 to 6 or 7 mile run on the canal or on a trail out here, I'm going to wear the belt. So check it out. Again, it's called Endorphin. I got an ad on Instagram and I saw it and I was like, well, let's see what this is about. So it has my recommendation. Now, on the subject of energy gels, when I was talking about them scraping up against my forearm, I was talking about a new brand that I just purchased and tried. And right off the bat, I have to tell you, I absolutely love them. while I'm talking here, I'm going to look it up because actually I'm not prepared. I didn't have the brand on me. But I will say, energy gels in general are super convenient. You just rip the top off and you can suck the gel out and you have pretty quick energy. Within 20 to 30 minutes, these gels are designed to get into your bloodstream and be used as energy. The issue is, for me, two things. They taste disgusting and they upset my stomach. So usually I've talked about this in the podcast, my in race fuel or my hiking fuel is usually banana rice balls. So I'll mush up a banana and I'll have a packet of microwavable rice and I'll mix it all together and I'll make as many banana rice balls as I can. But they're not very practical because then you have to wrap them up in foil and stick them in your pockets, and they're very messy to eat. They're great energy, but they kind of suck as far as convenience and practicality. I'm kind of stuck in my ways, so when I find something I like, I'll stick with it, even if there's something better. But last year, I was like, you know what? I don't feel like going hiking in the Adirondacks with a bunch of banana rice balls. They're messy. They make my hands sticky. They're hard to carry. I'm going to try a couple of energy gels that endurance athletes use. And they suck. They taste horrible. Personally, they upset my stomach instantly. I get this weird nausea in my stomach. It happened when I was in the Adirondacks and I tried them for the first time a little over a year ago. And then any time after that, every single time I put one of these gels in my stomach, I get nauseous. The trade-off is worth it because they do give you energy. They're very easy to consume. So I keep taking them because I'll just deal with being nauseous for 15 or 20 minutes for the sake of having carbs in my body, because they're quick digesting carbs. It's easy to eat. It's not really messy. Blah, blah, blah. Another Instagram ad that I got, I don't know who's targeting me, but somebody is. These are pure honey gels. So the brand is HNY Plus. Never heard of them before. I am not sponsored. It is literally honey in a packet. And I have some that I've gotten from our local grocery store, Wegmans, but it's not the same. The ones I get from Wegmans are very small packets. There's 15 calories per packet. It's not going to really do much when you're doing an endurance, session. These HNY Plus packets are 80 calories. There's 30 grams of carbs. They also have electrolytes in them. And let me tell you what, when I took the first plug out of that thing and I sucked that first one down, my brain lit up like a Christmas tree. It was pure honey. It was delicious. And it literally hit my brain like a drug. And it gave me probably a placebo, but it gave me an instant boost of energy. There is something to be said that sugar hitting your brain during an event or during a hard bout of exercise does give you this immediate trigger of dopamine, which is a benefit. But the reality is the carbs aren't hitting your muscles, aren't hitting your bloodstream or your cells for at least 20 minutes. But I felt this immediate jolt of energy. When I say energy, these gels, whether they're the ones I'm talking about or the ones you can get at your local store, energy gels are not a stimulant. This is energy for your muscles. It's not going to be the same kind of energy that you get from coffee. I think there's a common misconception when people think that they're taking in food or taking in these gels during a race or during a training session that they're going to get energy like a stimulant. They're not a stimulant. It is fuel for your muscles. It is carbohydrates. It is glucose that is going to go into your bloodstream and be used for your muscles. With that being said, this company actually has honey gels with caffeine and honey gels without caffeine. I usually plan my runs a little while after I have my morning coffee, so I opted for the caffeine-free version, but you can get the ones with caffeine. I think it only has, don't quote me, but I think it has like 20 milligrams of caffeine. It's like very little. It might be as much as like a half a cup of coffee or a cup of coffee, so it's nothing crazy. It's just going to be a little boost. I do think there will be a time where I'll try the caffeine one. For now, I don't really need more of a stimulant other than my double shot of espresso that I take every day. So I'm going with the caffeine-free honey gel, and it tastes delicious if you like honey. The digestion was flawless. I had no upset stomach. I had no nausea. It was completely night and day compared to the other gels that I've used. So suffice it to say, I will never, if I can help it, have one of those other gels ever again. Let me see how much these were, just for comparison. 12 pack. Don't. Let's see. It's not telling me how much they were. But, here we go. A 12 pack was $29, after tax, after shipping actually, $37.38. So let me see, do some math. 37.38. Shit. $3 a piece. I will use them sparingly, but I think they're worth it. I'll definitely use them again. I will definitely keep buying them. I don't remember how much the other gels that I got cost, but these are definitely worth it, because for me, I'll pay the extra money if it is extra money to not have my stomach be upset, and to taste and to eat something that actually tastes good. Again, the other gel that I got, that brand tasted horrible. So just one more time for you so you don't have to rewind. The brand is HNY Plus. I got the Classic Energy Honey 12 pack. Highly, highly recommend. Also just scooped up a new pair of running shoes. Felt an immediate difference. I have my the mileage of my running sneakers. I track it on Strava, and I got around like 350 miles, and I was like, I don't think I need new running sneakers yet. Just in case you're wondering, anywhere from like 300 to 600 is a sweet spot for replacing your running sneakers, but it depends on a couple of different factors. So what I did was took note that I was hitting 350 miles, and then I looked at the bottom of my sneaker and noticed that the soles were pretty worn out, and that was my sign to go and get new running sneakers. So if you're wondering if you need new running sneakers and you don't know how many miles you're at because you don't track them, flip them over and check out the wear. If you're starting to wear your tread, it's probably time for new running sneakers. If you're local, I think they have some stores. I don't think they're nationwide, but I go to Fleet Feet. I got my measurement done. They do this whole test and have you walk up and down this computer pad to see how you walk, and they recommend a sneaker based off of your step and your shoe size. I did that last October. I got a pair of sneakers that fit really well. This time I went with a different version of those same sneakers, but I did notice an immediate difference. They're comfortable. I think my running economy has improved. It's also given me a little bit more confidence because they feel better. They're not so beat up. having the right sneaker matters. So if you're on the fence, flip your sneakers over, check out your soles. If they're wearing, it might be time for some new running sneakers. Last but not least, I have switched back to a protein powder that I was taking 2 years ago, and I wish I did this sooner. For the past 2 years, I have been using Kirkland, so Costco's brand, and I also dabble with Optimum Nutrition because they're a pretty solid brand. Kirkland is very well priced, and it's also a decent quality. And Optimum Nutrition, they sell it at Costco, so it's cheap enough. You can also get it at Target, you can get it at Wegmans, you can get it on Amazon. Pretty damn cheap. But I started to notice I was getting pretty gassy as of late, and it was not pleasant. So I started to look at the ingredients of the Optimum Nutrition, and it turns out that whey protein isolate concentrate is known to give people gas, and that is one of the first ingredients in the Optimum Nutrition protein powder. And I was like, I don't really like this. I want to see if there's something I can do about it. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate of Legion Athletics supplements. So I do have a discount code, and I do get a kickback from people using that code. But I have used their products. I use their creatine. I use their post-workout supplement, actually, and I have been for like 4 or 5 years. 2021, so about 5 years. I love it. But candidly, their protein powder is pretty expensive. But they are very big on quality. They advertise it as it does not cause gas, it does not cause bloating. It comes from some very high quality cows. It's very high quality, and that comes with a price tag. So after a while, I was like, let me seek out something that's still a good quality, but it's cheaper. That's how I landed on Kirkland and Optimum Nutrition. But come to find out, Optimum Nutrition in particular really gives me gas, because I stopped using it while my Legion protein powder was getting delivered, and my gas basically was gone. It was about 3 days, absolutely no gas. Then I got the Legion. I started taking that, and nothing has changed. As far as I still have no gas. So it's been about 5 days since I reintroduced Legion protein powder into my routine, and I have no gas. So as far as I'm concerned, it's worth the extra price, because just having gas is not comfortable, it's not fun. The biggest reason that I will support this protein powder is no gas, but it also tastes really good. I actually forgot how much I like the taste and how well they do with their flavors. I always get chocolate, and I put it in my coffee. It tastes delicious. I absolutely love it. But they also have a lot of different flavors. They have like a Cocoa Pebbles flavor, a Fruity Pebbles flavor, which actually, full disclosure, the Fruity Pebbles is horrible. It is the worst protein powder I've ever had in my life. But all their other ones are good. They have a honey flavor. They have... I can't even list them all off the top of my head. I've tried a lot of them. The only one that I can truly say that I did not like and would not recommend is it's called Fruity Cereal. That's not good. The Cocoa Cereal's good. All the other ones are really good. They also have... So their protein powder is called Whey Plus. They also have what's called Whey Plus Clear, which I have tried, and Whey Plus Clear doesn't mix like a protein powder. It doesn't mix like a shake. even if you use water, protein powder mixes it's like a shake, right? That's why I call it a protein shake. It's like a little thicker. It's got that shake texture to it, but their Whey Plus Clear actually mixes. It mixes like, I don't know, like fruit punch. It mixes like lemonade. It's not so thick. It's literally like just water with flavor in it. So I have used that for times where I don't want that shaky texture. And for me, that's why I drink carbonated water, and that's why I drink I get these little packets of 5-calorie iced tea powder, or like a lemonade powder that has 5 calories in it, just because I want flat water, but I want flavor in it. And that's what their Whey Plus Clear is. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can also check that out. But it mixes well. It tastes really good. Doesn't give me gas. If you're somebody who gets gas with protein powder, it's probably not going to give you gas as well. I do have a discount code if you're interested. For any of the reasons that I listed, I do recommend them, but also I understand if it's a little pricey. That's why I'm glad I have the discount code. But honestly, when my clients ask me what protein powder that I suggest, I usually don't even mention Legion because it's a little expensive. I do like to save people money, so I usually refer them to Optimum Nutrition or Kirkland. But now that I am back to reaping the benefits of Legion Athletics, I'm probably going to throw it out there a little bit more. I have to say I am a fan. It's not because I get a kickback. If you use my code, don't quote me because I'm not sure if they changed things. I think you get 20% off your first order, but here's the catch. They always run sales. That's another reason why I stopped telling people my discount code, because they always have a sale. And most of the time, when I give somebody my code and then they go to their website and they see that they have a sale, they don't end up using my code because they don't think it matters. And then I end up not getting any credit for sending somebody to this product. But it does matter. It matters for me and it matters for you. So in some way, shape, or form, whether you use my code or you buy it from a sale, you can get their products discounted at least once. My code is SyracuseFit. I'll put it in the caption, or I'll put it in the description below. But here's the deal. Create an account and use your account when you purchase, because you'll get, I think, 20% off your first order. If it's a sale, you'll get the sale price. But if you use my discount code, you'll get double reward points, because every time you buy a product from them, you get reward points, which you can later on redeem for cash. Any and every time you use my code, you get double reward points. So you'll get a certain amount of points per purchase, and then when you use my code, they'll double them, and then however you like to use points in any scenario in your life. I like to save mine till I have a bunch and then use them all at once. If you like to use $2 or $3 at a time, that's also fine too. But you can get points just like your credit card points or just like Amazon points, anything like that. They give you reward points and you get double when you use my code. So I do get a kickback. It's nothing crazy, but it is appreciated. Whether you choose to try Legion or not, I will not be offended if you don't. If you do, they also have a money-back guarantee, so if you don't like their product, you can email them and tell them that you didn't like their product, and they will send you your money back, and you keep the product, and they give you your money back. But again, the only product I have ever returned was the Fruity Cereal protein powder. Everything else, I've truly liked it. I'm not just saying that. So, yeah, those are my product reviews. I don't usually do them, but coincidentally, I bought like 4 new things in the past month or the past couple of weeks, and I thought I would take this time to make an episode going over some of the things that I've recently added into my life. I hope you found these helpful. Hopefully you can find one or two of these things to add into your routine, put them to use, feel better on your runs, have a more convenient run, feel safer on your run with, food and water and your phone on you, whatever the case is. If you have any questions about any of the products that I talked about, feel free to shoot me a DM. I'd happily give you some more information. I can pass the links along, anything like that. If you made it this far, thank you very, very much. As always, please leave me a 5-star review, and I will talk to you soon.